This show, Visualize and Create Show, the mission of it is to enable you to know that there is more to life than where you are today. Yes, there is. And perhaps you're at a place right now where you're fine and you're like, I don't need anything more. And that's fine. You should celebrate. But if you're looking for inspiration and motivation, hear out those wonderful speakers and guests coming on this season. And today we have Vladimir, who is going to introduce himself, and we're going to carry on the conversation in regards to resilience and what it means to him.
My name is Vladimir Charles, owner and CEO of Second Floor Studios, full-scale boutique architectural design-built firm. And we've been in business for almost 2 decades. We're based out of Brooklyn, New York, and we specialize in residential, commercial, restaurants, spas, TV, network, interior, renovation, new construction.
And so, Vladimir, you just shared that you've been in business for a long time. Has it been like 20 years almost? Is that what you shared just now with us?
Yeah, that's correct. Almost 20 years. And I'm not going to give up my age.
Yeah, I love it. 20 years is a long time. Kudos to you. Congratulations to you. And I love that you're here because it can happen. If it happened for you, it can absolutely happen to anyone watching this, myself and others. And so I am honored to have you on the show today to talk about how you've been able to keep that resilience throughout all these years, to be able to sustain a wonderful business that you have, that you introduced to us. And it's absolutely amazing what you do. What happened once or twice, or maybe the biggest obstacle that you could ever remember happen, whether it's in your business or in your life, that you could recall made you have to put yourself in a situation where you're like, okay, Vladimir, listen, I got to build up in order for me to overcome this. Can you share a little bit about a story or two story of how you've been able to be so resilient and build your business for all this time?
The thing is, my personality at one point took over. It no longer was sufficient for me to go to work every day and, have that safety net of a steady paycheck. Everybody will tell you in the field of architecture that an architect is inherently egotistical. I don't necessarily see myself as being egotistical, but you want to be able to create, invent, design what you feel, what you see. So eventually it was time for me to jump. So when I did the jump, it was around September 11th. And I almost immediately had to show resiliency, because as I was leaving the safety net of the corporate environment, I had to, as I was working my few first customers, I still had to go back and interview other corporate jobs because I needed to have that financial security. Within the next couple of years, I literally had to juggle my new firm and working full time in that environment. And as you can notice, my dear Martine, the field of architecture, there's not, it's not necessarily crowded with Black and brown people, especially the ones looking to run their very own firms and corporations. And so I had to find a way to establish reputation. I had to find a way to communicate to potential customers that, yes, I have the capacity, the ability, the know-how to take on these projects. And slowly and surely, as a New Yorker, I was able to navigate a different set of project scopes within a pretty wide array of clientele. Some of them were nonprofit. Some of them were private entities. Some of them were commercial. And so I did well in that sense. And resiliency also meant that I was, at the time, I had the great idea to propose to my then girlfriend, and we were starting a family as well. My life is all resiliency, putting this family together, while Second Floor Studios, my company, was also looking to define itself. And there was a lot of ambition in me. So as I was getting customers and I was able to put money in that bank account, and then the market started to crash. There's a term for that crisis. I forget. It's the financial crisis with the subprime financial crisis. And we were young, and we found ourselves right dead center inside of that crisis. And at the time, we already had a couple of properties that we did not necessarily let go, but I remember the anxiety of having to pay mortgages on a couple of properties while the baby was there. I worked for myself. I had to let go of my office space that I was sharing with a nice group of college classmates who became associates. And the good thing was my company was registered at my residence. So I packed up and I had to make those tough decisions, but I started to run my operation within my own space. And that allowed me to save. And we had some tough conversation, my wife and I. We needed to float as opposed to sink. And so we educated ourselves also on what it would take to let go of property with great potential without losing our shirt. So we're able to do that. I always felt like as long as home is fine, anything else can be trivial, because the sanctity of the safety of the home is crucial. That's why we're able to let go of others while we still were able to keep ourselves mentally sane. And I end up navigating the crisis. I end up professional resiliency, start looking at other source of clientele. So I reach out to a few real estate companies, a few mortgage companies, and that's why I was able to navigate and overcome this crisis. It feels like my entire life is all about resiliency. And as you can tell, Martine, there's a smile in my face. So I have been able to navigate resiliency in a way where I'm still able to be motivated, happy, and I still believe that the best is yet to come.
I love it so much. And, you touched on a lot of things here, Vladimir, because, for a lot of people that are trying to understand what is being resilient, does that mean I have to hustle? You know what? We kind of touched on that. You kind of did that, you kind of hustled here. And what's great about being resilient in your story, and thank you so much for sharing all of this. And again, congratulations, honestly, and the best is yet to come. You came up with so many creative ways to be able to navigate through those things that were coming your way, from the crisis to, oh, now I have to build my own family, to I have to move. Like, you just followed the process, but yet you kept on because you continue to believe in what it is that you wanted to do as a man, as a father, as a husband, and as a professional. You are a father, you have children, and what are your suggestions on how to talk to children to tell them what it is about? What does it mean to be resilient in your life?
So I have a 14-year-old and a 13-year-old, and but raising these beautiful young women in this environment, 21st century in the US. We are originally from Haiti, so we want to make sure that we instill. We did that, and we're still doing that. The profound cultural aspect that makes us, let's say, unique in the way we navigate the world, and we work very hard. Second floor studio. My architectural firm allowed me to send them to private school. Never been easy. It's expensive, but as Haitian parents, we wanted them to be exposed to more than just the standard. So they both are fluent in French. We struggle to have them speak in Creole, but they understand. So they went to an international school, and one year we signed them up at the YMCA downtown Brooklyn, and it's, like the United Nations, and everything is great. And we realized that these girls were a little soft, and were they really getting ready for the world? Let's say on the academic side, yes, but not everything is always fluffy and rosy. So we end up signing them up at the YMCA that is, let's say, a little bit more cultural, as in where we see more of ourselves. For a whole year, my wife was riding the subway with them, so they understood the rhythm and how to present yourself to the world, so you will not become a prey. And I never let them walk away without me hugging them and kissing them and letting them know that I love them. And then for punctuation, I said, the two of you are sisters, and you have your own set of friends because you're in different grades. But never forget, when you are on school ground, you guys are Charles, and you guys need to have each other's back. Even if one is completely wrong and others are pointing fingers at her, you need to stand by her and defend her point of view. And then later on, you guys can fight about why you did this, right? And I also, resiliency, explain to them that I literally told them, I'm not sending you to school to be bullied. So you need to learn to develop tough skin, and you need to learn on how to defend yourself. I believe that my two beautiful ladies are equipped, and I'm still gonna be there to help them have the tools so they can become brilliant, self-relying, generous, and successful young women.
I love it. Yes. And, as parent, it's about giving our children the tools. It's about showing them the reality of this world that we live in, unfortunately, is not all rosy, right? And it's about always reminding them that they have home to rely on and each other. And so the family unit and having the right people around you is going to help you overcome the obstacles that are coming your way, and it's going to ensure that you build up that resilience over time, is what I'm hearing that you're sharing with us here, which is awesome. Because we have a new generation watching, and they're interested in becoming great professionals and leaders in the near future. And our job here, adults right now, is to inspire them to know that, that's how you do it. Bring us back to that moment when you were walking the college campus and you're like, this is too much. What did you end up doing to get yourself back on track and build that resilience, and today have a wonderful company?
So I think the school kind of already was molding me for the career. And the ones who graduated School of Architecture were the ones who showed stamina, were the ones who showed drive, because, there were also a lot of dropouts. And even after graduation, a lot of my classmates, not all of them became architects. A lot of them, they reinvented themselves into other career, other profession, other activities. One needs to understand first what they want out of this life. And once that decision is made, it kind of makes things a little easier. It's almost as if things start falling right into place. I think, when one is looking to hang their hats and say, I can't anymore, that's when we need to double down and say, okay, I can't, but I'm still going to make that one extra step, because right around the corner, there's an opportunity. Right around the corner, there's oxygen. There's a ray of sun. And that's how I was able to get my very first gig while I was working in corporate America. I will share with you that I was working full time, but I also had a customer full time. And on my screen, my computer screen, I had my full-time job. And when my supervisor walked by and left, I would minimize and I would work for myself for a few hours, maybe. Okay, I don't advise everybody to do that, but I already knew that this is what I wanted for myself, because I didn't see myself as a person within my personality. And it's not easy. You use the term hustle. The only way I feed myself, the only way I keep the lights on, the only way I get to travel with my family is if I get up, I motivate myself, and I go seek clientele. I think the only reason why I'm here sitting with you around this conversation is because I have been able to sustain that over the years. And now I have a body of work and experience that I can speak about. And I'm excited that I anticipate, as I'm transitioning my architectural experience, my entrepreneurship into the next phase, exciting times, I am still going to demonstrate more resiliency.
So good, so good. Stay grounded, know what you want, and surround yourself with the right people to make sure that you remain resilient. And the most important thing, know what you want, and don't focus on how am I going to do it. Once you identify, this is what I want, like Vladimir shared with us with his stories, things just started showing up for him, and he showed up for it. And he's like, I'm going to figure this out, because he's supposed to do what he's supposed to be doing. That's what the universe, God, whatever you believe in, said. That's what you are to do, Vladimir. And so thank you for taking the time to share your story with us and anchoring with us what does resiliency mean in our lives, in our children's lives, as parents, in our business. And with that, Vladimir, what is the best way for us to connect with you if we have a residential project, or perhaps I want to renovate my home? And I'm assuming you're doing this worldwide, or tell us a little bit more how you work and where can we connect with you?
Thank you again, Martine. You can find me online at www.second, spelled out secondflr.com. And on IG and Facebook, same, second FLR _. So the name of the company is Second Floor Studios. I have a little story behind that. I'll let you know the next time. And so, as I was saying, I'm based out of New York City in Brooklyn. And so I'm quadrilingual. I speak 4 languages. So the bulk of my work is obviously here in New York City, but I'm also looking at projects nationwide. And I have traveled as far as Madagascar, Japan, looking at potential projects. And I love what I do.
I love it. So you heard it. If you're in Australia or South Africa, I don't know where you are in the world watching this, Vladimir right here has the resiliency in him to come to you and get that project going. And so don't hesitate to visit the website, connect with him, and do leave us a review and let us know if this episode definitely turned on some good emotions and triggered you to start thinking differently in regards to your business or your life and to maintain that resilience of yours. Okay. And so appreciate you again, Vladimir, and definitely there will be a next time. And with that, make sure that you tune in on this TV network so that Vladimir can come back and share with you about Second Floor Studio and how it came about, and also give us some expertise in regards to construction, right? Why not? I love HGTV. I'm just saying. So we'll take Vladimir's expertise in helping us understand how to renovate a bathroom on a low budget, maybe. I don't know. I'm just making this up.
Oh, let's
But again, thank you so much again for coming on, and we appreciate you. Thank you for watching this entire video. We'll see you in the next one. Bye.